What is up, guys? This is a video to follow up with the video that I had put out before about the AEM kit, and I told you there would be more. And as you can see, there is a little bit more. That is the Paramount Grill, the Raptor Style, and as you can see, I've had the block letters bought to change it out from that Dodd that it said before and change it over to Ford. And I had a shop nearby me called Custom Auto Crafters do the painting for it. They did a fantastic job. It looks like factory right out the box. It's just awesome. So if you're in the South Florida area, give those guys a shout. These guys work on Ferraris and Bentleys and everything else under the sun all day long. And they just really knocked it out of the park with this one. And then the other thing that I had that I was mentioning at was this little nugget back here. As you can see, I had the engine bay cover painted. I found on a little bit of research, you can Google it also, was a company called Zim's Garage, Zims, and they specialize in a lot of the trim pieces for engine bay components, especially painting them with high heat automotive grade paints. But they don't do just engine bay covers. Some other cars have, trim that goes all the way around the entire engine bay and covers up all the different components of the car. But they also do cool little accents like your washer fluid caps, radiator coolant cap, even the oil cap, to match the color scheme of your car, which I thought was pretty cool. So if you're looking to dress up your engine bay, give these guys a hit. They do a really good job. The only thing with mine was I noticed it's not a big deal that the color is just slightly different from the white to white, but whatever paint they're using, it may not be exactly the same. But just wanted to get in here. It's a little bit dirty because I've had it on the truck for a while. Sorry, but just the detail that goes into this thing. This guy, he did a great job. And I don't know if you noticed, but I went a little overboard on what I wanted them to do. This is actually a one-off. They usually don't do this kind of thing. This was not cheap by any means, but it was worth it to me because I hate the word EcoBoost. It's a horrible word to me. Just call it what it is. So I had them do a custom stencil for me. This is a 4 base layer paint job that they did. This took over 3 weeks for just this thing alone. But they did all the color scheme of my truck. So I have the white, which is the body style of the car, of the black, which is all the accent material for the car, the anthracite or gunmetal, whatever you want to call it, that matches, my intake pipes and my wheels. Like I had mentioned, before in previous videos about doing that. And the blue accents to pick up, the Ford emblem, to pick up something else I'm going to be doing a little bit later. But I mean, when you open that up and you take a step back and you look in there, I mean, that's just like, whoa, somebody took the time to really, do it right. And that's what I'm going for. I'm going for fit and finish, detailed quality of all the parts being done in the right way. But that reflects me. That reflects my job. I'm an extremely detailed person. Um, but yeah, just get a look at that. It's a great investment. They actually sell a lot of these that are ready to go, like pre-manufactured. So if you do want to check this out, check out Zim's Garage. Drop my name in the reference for your order if you're gonna make an order. I get a little kickback, but also he'll give you a little kickback kind of thing for a reference and whatnot. But definitely worth it if you're looking to do something to spiff up that engine bay. So anyway, the next item on the agenda is getting this guy back in there, which unfortunately, in all the the time it took to get everything finished on this the way I wanted it to, I cannot find the instructions for it. I cannot find another video online to help me out with it. So on the agenda today is to try and at least get this thing mounted, and I'm probably going to have to worry about the lighting later because I'm not exactly sure where to hook it in just yet. But we'll get it done and we'll do it together. It doesn't seem too hard. But yeah, we're going to grab our tools and get right back to this. But one more look there. That guy, again, drop my name, Zayamaro, in the reference when you're checking those out if you want to order one. And yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so this is obviously pretty far along, but I think I did this just about the worst way possible, because I've been fighting around with this thing for probably a good 45 minutes to an hour now, and everything is so tight in there that you can't really see. So here's what I've figured out. Basically, up here on this radiator bracket is 4 big bolts. Oops, 3, 4. They're 10 millimeter, I believe. It's either 8 or 10. Let's take a look here. Yeah, those were 10. So the top ones are 10 millimeter, and you're gonna have to remove the light trim around the headlight. So you don't have to take it off from the fender, but what you have to do is up on top here is a little push pin that you'll need to pop up. Take that out, set it off to the side, and then these just snap away. So just start at the top and give it a kind of a wiggle, and they'll break free, and just pop them off all the way down toward the end of the light there. And you can see this rubber flap right here. They have this put in with these retaining clips here. You'll have to pop those out. Same thing on this side, all the way across. Before you can take the internal grill component off, you've got to remove this rubber gasket piece, or trim piece, I guess, that goes across the top. That's got about 8 or 10 push pins in it. And then, let's see what else. Oh, the fun one. There's when you take those bolts out, there's this slot right here. On the back side, I think I actually broke mine, which I guess it doesn't really matter. It's just kind of like a hold it in place kind of thing. But you can't really see it. But on the back, there's like some little dowels, like alignment dowels that go into the slot. You basically have to lift up on it and pull it forward, but as I was trying to do that, I guess mine just gave way and broke, but it doesn't matter. And then you'll need to obviously set all this stuff off to the side, save everything, and just set it off to the side. But yeah, once you free up those bolts on the top, get all those things done. I was trying to take the outer grill off first, and what I could see from the back, like when I was looking down inside, was this spindle here, which obviously had some kind of a screw going through it. So I was trying to take the emblem off and get to it from the front side, and that wasn't working, and I ended up cutting my hand up a little bit in between the plastic guards. And then I stepped back and took a look, and down here on the left and right side, which would be, you can see that bolt hole, right there, somewhere in there. Yeah, right there. There's an 8mm bolt on either side, left and right. So once the 4 on the top are out, you take the 2 on the bottom out, and that whole assembly with the louvers and the front trim piece, the grill itself comes right out, and that's what you're left with. The big old, kind of cool looking Shelby cavity like that. But anyway, I was basically trying to separate the grill from the louver system, but it's way easier to come out all as one piece. So knowing that now, this is going to go a lot easier. So the next thing is basically going to be taking my new grill, applying it to the louvers, and then putting the whole thing back into the cavity like it was initially. So the way we're going to reverse that is basically to take all the little push connectors that we took out of the OEM grill, put it in place on this one, or on the louver system here, and get it all put back together. And basically I'm just going to pack this away for safekeeping in case I decide to go back to it or something happens to the other one. And I'll get it all back together and get it close and let you guys know how it all goes back in. It should be pretty simple, because at this moment all I've had to do to get it out is basically a 10mm socket, an 8mm socket, and a screwdriver for all the little push pins. If you have a panel tool, that's going to make this go even faster. I just didn't have time to go get one. At Harbor Freight they're only like $10, but they were closed by the time I got home. So yeah, let me get to it and I'll get back with you. Okay, so here's what's up. That's looking good, in my opinion. We are close to final fitment. So basically what is going to happen is when you have those two components off, it's a lot easier to just lace them together on the ground, obviously, than in place. So what you'll want to do is the louver section, you'll want to have ready, and what I did was I put the grill face down on a towel over there, hammer not necessary, just by the way. And what you have to do is take, there's some push pins, some big fat push pins that I haven't put back in yet because I need to align everything still, but those push pins need to be pulled out. That's why I actually use the hammer. I just use the claw to pull them out. And those come out. The bolts on the back come out. There's 4 stud bolts on the back of the OEM grill, and they actually have like a I don't know if you can see that or not. Ugh. No. Anyway, it's like a lag screw, like a wood screw type deal. But yeah, that post is in there. They're held in with these square. These. Now I gotta go get it. These square retainers, and that lag screw section on the back there, it backs out really easily, so you may have to get a pair of pliers on that outside ring washer there that goes in between the plastic and the nut, and back it out yourself. That's what I had to do, but just a heads up on that. So basically, once everything is separated, you can start putting it back together. And then the four bolts that those studs came on, just get them close, and then put the there's some of these. Where did that thing go? Where did it go? It was right here. Anyway. There's some little like spring nuts that are on some plastic posts on the bottom of the back of the grill. You can see them down there, those posts. And do not try to pry those off. I made that mistake and broke off a couple of just one of the posts on the OEM one, and I did not realize what they were right away, and so I tried to force it on like a typical spring washer, and it broke the post on the new grill. It's not a big deal, but it's an actual nut, and what it's designed to do is cut its own threads into the plastic. So you'll see the new posts on the new grill. There's like 1, 2, 3 on the bottom section here, and you'll see those goofy little spring washers, and they have like kind of a hurricane symbol looking cutout on the top of them. And basically what you're going to do is take your 10 millimeter socket, it goes right over it, and I had my impact driver, so I just with my socket adapter, so I just spun it right down on there, and just go till it touches. You don't need to overspin it because it's just going to cut that plastic up. So just go down, stop, don't go anymore, and that's all you need to do there. So once you have those 3 on, the 4 main bolts on, you can go ahead and take the whole louver assembly with the new grill piece on and go right up to the truck with it. Make sure there's any crap that was down in there. I found another dragonfly, just like it was in my airbox, so they apparently like my truck. But when you get it up here, you'll put those 4 main bolts back down to start with. As you can see, I've got them on there, and get the 2. Those are the 8 millimeter ones that are down in that corner there. You can kind of see it back in there, and just get everything situated, so it's sitting there ready to go. And then next I'm going to put those big push pins back in. Along the front edge here, and then I'll go ahead and tighten everything down, all the bolts around the outside, and then we'll put the skirt, the rubber skirt here. Come on. There. Let's try that. There we go. The rubber skirt goes back in around the edge of the louver housing right there. So those are just push pins. They go back in. These retention pins or snaps go back in. This retention pin goes back on. Then that rubber trim piece comes back up here. All the little trim clips go back in. This goes back down also. And that's pretty much it. So I will get it all put back together. We'll get a final look at her. But so far, I think it's looking pretty awesome. Be right back. Well, there it is. I think it looks pretty good, personally. The last of it, getting it all back together, is pretty easy. Just, like I was saying before, some retaining clips, a couple of bolts to tighten down, just make sure everything gets, back in line in its proper place. I did notice a little bit of space here, versus here, just minor differences, but overall this thing is just about a perfect drop-in. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that Paramount is the one that's supplying all the fascia basically for the new Ford Raptors anyway, so that would make sense why it fits so well. The only thing that I haven't done yet, and it's just because I don't have enough information to do it, is the lighting system. Oop, where is it? There it is. The wiring for the three little ambers that are on there is a really nice way to connect everything. It's just watertight. They have like little silicone connectors here that self-seal. So what I did is I connected them all up, and I just left the wiring bundled up right there for when I'm ready to do it. But I believe that the parking light or the selector light or tap is somewhere, I think it's somewhere back here that you can tap into pretty easily, because otherwise you got to try and get in down behind the light housing, and it's a little more intensive. But I'm just waiting on a response from a friend who's trying to help me out with it. But that's it. Basically, with the wiring though, all it's gonna need basically is like a inline splice T-tap connector and to a ground. That way, whenever you turn your truck on, it's gonna go on. Or what I'd like to do is have it set to go on when the lights themselves actually go on. That way I can have some kind of selection to it. But that's what I got, guys. That was basically the look I was going for. Like I said, the only thing I wasn't wasn't 100% with was that slight, very, very slight off color on the white in there, but you know, lighting, contrast, and all that good stuff too. So, but yeah, again, shout out to the Zim's Garage. Check them out. Check out their stuff. They do a lot of BMWs and high-end cars and stuff too. Hit them up. Drop my name in for a reference. Xiomaro, Xiomaro, and see what they can do for you. But that's basically it. One last look there. The full deal. And next, I've got a couple of performance mods going on. I've got a couple more little aesthetic things I'm going to be doing. Debadging those EcoBoost badges on the doors. Probably going to do some caliper paint for a little extra accenting. But other than that, my build is coming to its end very quickly. I didn't want to go too far with it, and it's coming along nicely, and I'm very happy with it. I'm very happy with this truck overall. It's been awesome. But yeah, stay tuned. I'll have some more stuff posted up, and we'll go over it together. I'm sorry I couldn't be a little more detailed with this, but this, at least it's something out there to give you guys a little bit of help in lieu of everything else I haven't seen out there. So good luck, guys. Feel free to comment or send me a message if you need help with something. I'll try to help you out as best I can. Good luck.